tomorrow is going to be our first annual Epilepsy Awareness event. It's going to start off at 8:30 in the morning with a 5K walk through the Azalea District. And at 10 o'clock, we'll have vendors here set up for shopping. We'll have a petting zoo for the kids, a bounce house for the kids, lots of fun.
Cool. So talk about November is National Epilepsy Awareness Month. Talk about raising awareness for epilepsy.
Okay. November is National Epilepsy Awareness Month. It's been set aside for years to just honor those with epilepsy and to bring awareness to all of our warriors and to bring it to the public so that we can, have the public aware of the severity and seriousness of epilepsy and make sure everybody is seizure trained to know how to respond if they ever encounter someone that has a seizure.
So neither of us are doctors, but we have experience with epilepsy. Can you kind of talk about that a little bit? What you can do if somebody is having a seizure?
If you see someone having a seizure, first thing is one, remain calm. Two, if the person happens to fall when they're having a seizure, make sure that they don't hit their head. See if you can protect their head in some way by putting something soft underneath their head. Roll them on their side to make sure that they don't choke on any saliva or anything that happens. And just one, if you can, count the timer. Time the seizure. And usually they say if it's over 5 minutes, call an ambulance or something to come make sure that everything's going okay. But otherwise, you just stay there, keep them calm, and once the seizure's over, they'll probably stay a little unconscious for a little while, but they'll eventually come out of it.
And there's no really way to tell if somebody has epilepsy. You really kind of have to know them.
You do. There is no signs. Everybody, they look perfectly normal, and a lot of times most people don't have warnings. Some have auras that they'll know exactly, that their seizure is about to happen. In the case of my daughter, she had several signs that we could tell that she was about to go down, and so we could make sure everything's out of the way so that she did not hurt herself.
What were some of those warning signs, or what are warning signs you've seen in other people?
Now with her, she would have a horrible pain in her right elbow that would trigger up to her shoulder. She always described it as fire ants stinging her throughout her entire right arm. And she would just have a severe pain that she would scream out in pain. So we knew if she happened to grab her elbow, we knew it was time to get near her.
So I'd like to talk about your daughter. Mm-hmm. You and her founded this organization. Talk about her journey and what happened.
She had her first seizure at 5 years old. I had never seen a seizure before, so I didn't know what it was. She had several more over the next few weeks, and I went through doctor after doctor. And unfortunately, they never saw it, so they did not know that she was having true seizures. After about 6 or 7 months, a doctor finally witnessed her seizure and sent us to Dallas. And she, within 2 hours of being in Dallas, she was diagnosed with epilepsy. At that point, she was having seizures every hour on the hour. She's gone through several brain surgeries, brain resections, and in December 2nd of 2022, she went to have a VNS implant to help stop the seizures. And that next day, she passed away. She had her final seizure.
So, was it during the surgery, or the surgery happened and then she had another one?
The surgery happened, and the surgery was very successful. They were going to go the next week to turn on the VNS, and then during the night, she had 2 really, really rough seizures, and probably the worst one she ever had. And she unfortunately did not wake up from the second one.
So you and her went on to found this organization. Tell me about what her vision was.
We did. In 2018, she had a vision she wanted to spread awareness, not just locally, but she wanted to go worldwide. She wanted everybody to know about epilepsy. She wanted others to know that having epilepsy is not just a seizure. There's a lot that happens when someone with epilepsy, it's the fourth most common neurological disorder, and 1 out of 26 people will have epilepsy. A little over 1 out of 1,000 will go through SUDEP, which is sudden unexpected death in epilepsy. And she wanted everybody to know the awareness of that. She wanted to increase research efforts, because right now epilepsy does not get a whole lot of funding for research. And so she wanted to do whatever we could to increase that, to hopefully one day find a cure or find better treatments. And since she has passed, several of us have gotten together and we've made it our mission to fulfill her dream.
How old was she?
She was 21.
So what does it look like? What does tomorrow mean for you now that it's your first event?
Tomorrow means everything to me. I have had people reach out to me that did not know that there were others in East Texas with epilepsy. It just means everything. People have reached out to me, from other states, and they're very blessed to be a part of this, and they're looking forward to connecting into a bigger community. The epilepsy community is very close-knit. We know what each other goes through, and it's hard for others to know what that person feels, and they don't understand that once somebody has a seizure, it can take days for that person to feel normal again. And so we want to bring that to everybody's attention, and the response that we're getting is phenomenal.
Is there anything else you'd like to say?
I just want to thank everybody for supporting us and continue to support us in our endeavors.
There's one last thing that just came into my mind. Some people may have medical IDs, or some people wear wristbands.
Yes.
Is there something that you can talk about briefly?
There are. Paramedics do like the alert bracelets or a necklace. My daughter had several, and it had the in case of emergency on the back, but it also had what medication she was taking on there. So it'd be great for all those that have seizures, not just epilepsy, but there are seizure disorders, for all of those to wear a medical alert bracelet.